She says, and good morning to everyone across the country. Let's get straight into the latest on Tropical Cyclone Alfred. I know everyone's craving that information this morning. Communities in Southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales bracing for impact, with the Category 2 system right now sitting 480 kilometres off the Gold Coast, tracking west at about 12 kilometres an hour is our latest information. As you've seen, residents are facing lengthy queues and sandbag shortages as they prepare to be lashed by wild weather. Major events have been postponed in anticipation. The NRL game in Brisbane moved to Sydney, while the AFL season opener has been pushed back. Schools remain open for now, but many childcare centres and universities have been closed. Airports also still operating at this stage. Travellers being offered free cancellations or credits on some airlines. Let me tell you, it was pretty rough flying to the Goldie last night.
Landfall, of course, is expected late tomorrow, early Friday. As the real concern here is, though, if that coincides with high tide, because of the risk of storm surge. For the first time here at Golden Beach, it effectively won't be protected by a sandbar at Bribie Island, leaving it absolutely exposed to the elements, which means residents in low-lying areas, they are really fearing the worst of inundation. I've seen many people at supermarkets over recent days going in. I even went to a number of them last night, and still empty shelves everywhere you can see.
Kendall Gilding is at a sandbagging station in Brisbane. Kendall, people have been lining up all night.
Good morning, Carl. The drivers we're talking to have been here for 5.5 hours. Yesterday, we saw 74,000 sandbags collected in the Brisbane area. That is a daily record. We saw the Brisbane City Council release new flood map modelling, which shows that 20,000 homes here in Brisbane are at risk of flooding over the coming days. So people doing the right thing and coming out here, getting prepared.
As you say, it is travelling in a westward direction straight towards the coastline of Southeast Queensland. Today, though, it has intensified. It is now stable at a Category 2, and it is likely to stay that way, although we could see some winds actually increase and push closer to a Category 3 just before it makes landfall tomorrow, late tomorrow night into Friday morning. At the moment, we're expecting it to make landfall somewhere around the Brisbane area, towards the city of Brisbane, potentially around 1 a.m. on Friday morning at this stage. As I say, though, that is likely to change. What we do know about cyclones is that the southern flank is particularly worst affected. We see stronger winds and heavier rainfall, so that indicates, particularly across the Gold Coast, we could see increased rainfall throughout that area. This morning, people will start to wake up and really start to feel that there is a cyclone incoming.
There is an app called Zoom Earth that is tracking this cyclone as it moves towards the coast. This is the imagery from that. As you can see, as it moves in, the tracking is suggesting it will hit north of Brisbane, and so that will be the direct impact. The bulk of the impact will be there. However, the southern part of it, you can see the winds whipping around the Gold Coast and even further south down to Lismore. So that southern part of the cyclone, where we are now, looks likely to receive the most amount of precipitation, which will cause all sorts of effects.